Now, this next part is where I think a possible major change would take place within the story. After the situation occurs where Hitomi confesses to Kyosuke and Sayaka disappears due to her depression of seeing Hitomi and Kyosuke getting together, as well as her own situation regarding her soul gem and body, Sayaka would ultimately become a witch, and due to the fact that Hitomi is aware of Kyubey and the existence of magical girls and witches, Kyoko would not only send Madoka a message, but Hitomi would also hear the same message as well, and all three girls would work together to try to help Sayaka. Now, I mentioned before that Hitomi is portrayed as being a rather smart person in the anime. So it is my belief that with the extra knowledge of knowing about magical girls and witches, I believe Hitomi would be able to put two and two together and figure out why Sayaka disappeared and ultimately becomes a witch. And it is my belief that once she realizes this, she would end up feeling a wave of intense guilt for everything that happened to Sayaka. I mean, if you remember in the anime, after she confessed to Kyosuke, she also took notice of the fact that Sayaka was not coming to school, and though she was worried about her and wanted to see her, she also knew that Sayaka would more than likely not want to see her due to the situation regarding Kyosuke and herself. So her thinking like this, combined with the knowledge of magical girls and witches and knowing of Sayaka's fate when it came to her soul gem and her wish that Sayaka made in order to heal Kyosuke, I feel that Hitomi would feel partly responsible for Sayaka becoming a witch, and more so than Madoka would feel even more compelled to want to save her. Now, as all three girls are facing down a witch version of Sayaka, I can see mostly all the events playing out as they did in the anime. However, as all of you know, there is a point within this episode where Sayaka, as a witch, held a defenseless Madoka in her hands and proceeded to crush the life out of her. Now, a scenario where Hitomi is physically here to see all this play out in front of her eyes, I believe this would be the first realistic situation within the Madoka Magica series that would force Hitomi to want to make a wish to become a magical girl. And the reasons I feel that this would be the case are partly due to all the guilt that she would feel regarding Sayaka and the Kyosuke situation and how Sayaka ended up as a result of everything. And if that's not enough when you consider Madoka being in a life-threatening situation at this time with a struggling and injured Kyoko to boot, I feel that this is at this crucial moment that Hitomi would make the ultimate decision based on all the reasons I just listed to become a magical girl to save both of her friends. I also would like to add, Hitomi would know that part of the reason that Sayaka became a magical girl in the first place was to save both herself and Madoka from a witch. So with her knowing this combined with everything else I mentioned, it makes even more sense for her to want to return the favor and save Sayaka even more, for Hitomi would realize that she would have died back then if not for Sayaka. Now, as far as what Hitomi would wish for in this situation, I feel the obvious wish would be for Sayaka to be whisked back to being a normal girl with a normal body. But that about concludes my theory on how Hitomi could possibly become a magical girl. Now, I want to take this discussion to the comment section of this video. What did you guys think of my theory regarding Hitomi becoming a magical girl? Did it make sense to you? And could you see things playing out in the anime in the way that I mentioned had Hitomi met Kyubey along with Madoka and Sayaka? Also, do you have your own theory as to how Hitomi could have possibly become a magical girl within the Madoka Magica series? Hypothetically, of course, since we all know it can't happen, but if it could, how do you think Hitomi could become a magical girl? And also, this was something I did not go into much detail of in the video, but what type of powers do you think Hitomi would have as a magical girl? Personally, I have no real clue myself, so I would really like to know if you have any ideas regarding what type of powers she would get based on her wish or perhaps even some of her hobbies. If you have any theories on this, then please tell me in the comments below. Because I feel this is such a fun discussion and I'm really interested in this topic and would love to hear all your thoughts on this. Anyways, that's about it for me. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more videos like it, then let me know by dropping a like. And don't forget to share this video with all your friends. Also, if you would like to get more personal with me, then be sure to follow me on twitter.com/mommysexual and be sure to add me as a friend on my anime list if you have an account, and my name on there is also Mommy Sexual. I very much appreciate you watching this video to the end, and I thank you very much for your support. Until next time, I am your host, Mommy Sexual, and I'm out, man.